We are here today to talk about good news and GIS forecasts. Many of us are really worried about the state of the economy. We keep talking about, hearing about jobs are tight, budgets are being cut, and we have this roller coaster situation that now with elections are kind of shaky. But how is the economy for the GIS industry? How is really going to be affecting the way that we do GIS program, these budget cuts? The outlook for GIS is bright and sunny, and yeah, we have a few clouds though. However, if we do things in the right way, we'll be doing good. Reality is we have about $4 to $5 billion to be spent in the next 4 years. So, yeah, seriously. And I can bore you to death to tell where I got these numbers from, but let's just stick with some crazy scientists come up with this number and let's just take it. Yes, Mr. President did. So let's go over some good things that we have to keep in mind in order to spend every dollar of this $5 billion.
Okay, quick change. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, so hey, guess what? We are going to, you're giving me 3 mics. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, where it's going is social, oh, this is good. Social media, right? Web-based applications, mobile applications, that's where this money is going to be spent in the future. Oh, you got to stop for me. I'll keep talking. Everything is going to be, I don't know what I'm playing with here. But guess what? We have problems. And these problems are, guess in GIS, we love our toolboxes. And they're very complex, right? The more complexity, the better. You got all kinds of systems like this. We're used to playing with these things. The more tools, the better, the more complex. And we're comfortable with that. That's what GIS guys want. Yeah, right? So data, doesn't matter. What's that?
Job security.
Yes. So yeah, we make it so complex that we can't do it ourselves. So the kitchen sink approach, put everything into our GIS. It doesn't matter. It'll microwave our food for us. It'll do, it'll do hula hoops, whatever. Put it all in. Buckets and buckets of data in our GIS system, right? So this is sort of the approach that we've been taking over time. We've got all kinds of information and microphones, all kinds of tools in our toolbox, right? So how many tools can we have in our GIS? It prints our maps, it does our reports, it does the queries, but it's very complicated. And at the end of the day, we end up with an interface like this a lot of times in our web, right? So it looks like the inside of our cockpit. Who knows how to use this thing? If people come onto our websites and, yeah, only the few people with, right, job security again. But at the end of the day, what do we got to understand? If we're going to have GIS and go in and get this $4 to $5 billion, it's got to be usable, right? So this is where GIS headed. Usability trumps features. I think we've seen this listen. My voice is changing as I present with the Apple products and all this stuff. She's pushing it back to me. Okay, so this has to go away. We can't do that. It needs to be start to finish is the idea, right? So first, take the complex and make it simple. That's where applications are heading in the future. That's how we're going to get to spending the next $4 billion. Development of simple tools, answer complex questions, push the simple button. That's where we want to be in the future. So this is where GIS, and in my opinion, is heading, even though I still like my Michael Douglas phone that I have from Wall Street. That's very big. And we also have to put in some, this is stolen from Stephanie. She knows where I've got these slides. Anyway, no cookie cutter stuff. We have to we need to bring in the left brain people, as we know, and I think there's a lot of left brains in here, is the way I see it. There's a lot, left brain, very smart, geeky, all the technology parts, but there's a few right brain people in here, right? So the right creativity, bringing those together in our applications. This is what, if we're going to be successful as GIS practitioners, and we have to do, I just love this slide because this chameleon changes is really cool, but we got to be ready in those applications to be able to inspect, adapt, be flexible, new technology every single day, and make it as simple as this, right? I know there's a Bing guy in here, I think, too. So Bing, Google, very simple. That's the whole idea. Without usability, it's just another website. So let's make it, that's where the goals of where we're headed with GIS, putting it on these different platforms, tablets, iPads, A little hard on the Android side of times, but that's where we want to be. So we can go do this, right? We can sit back, drink our coffee, and GIS can collect its $4 or $5 billion. And with that, that's our presentation.